Okay. Welcome to today's quick debate of the pros and cons of Eastern and Western civilization. Danilo will present the case for Western civilization, and Lidis will defend the Eastern perspective. So let's divide right in. Could you briefly explain what do you think Western civilization holds at advantage, Danilo?
Okay, so first of all, hello, my name is Danilo Guerrero Ramos, and as Genesis said, I'm going to talk about Western civilizations. I think one of the the emphasis of the Western civilization is the culture of an individual freedom and the ability that people have to to do things by themselves. Uh, One of the important things of the Western civilization is that everything is focused in the economy and the advantage that you can get like growing by yourself in the civilization. Like everything is pretty individual. Is one of the things that I think represent more the Western.
Okay, thanks, Danilo. Now, Lidis, what is your take on Eastern civilization approach?
Okay, different from the West, we as an Eastern, we are focusing on in lo que is family and harmony and how the well-being is good for everyone. Like we are focusing in how the family and community builds the country and and the progress of it. The person or the people is more focusing in the values, the religions, um, how the individuals decided can help and maintain the community and the society too as well. How between the how the balance between the traditions and the modern life. So it's just a kind of balance that can help everybody to grow together, but it still just focuses in the cultures and how people can just manage to live without hurting the other person. It's just like we have to help each other and we have to try just to live in a community like love and peace as we can say.
Yes, I'm agree. I'm agree with
Okay,
Danilo.
so I would like to argument a little bit about the Eastern civilization. Something important that Lydie said about the community and all this is something that is pretty good and also had a big value. Like the Eastern civilization focused pretty much in the respect of the family and the hierarchy, but these things has also a dark side. Like for example, the individualism is harder to get in the Eastern than the Western, and we could see a lot of things in the civilization that shows, for example, that many people doesn't have the same rights than the others. For example, in the Eastern, you will get more respect or more like you will be more valuable depending of your age or your your economy, the economy that you have in your family. For example, if you have more money or you're the older person in your family, you will get more respect than other kind of people in your family. Also, we can see this kind of like fold of freedom with also women. For example, you can see in the Western, women and men has almost the same rights and opportunities to grow. But there are
Yes,
many places in the Eastern that also in these days, the women doesn't have the same rights than the men, and that's something I want to share about the Eastern that I think that the Western have an advantage with the
Okay,
cultural.
everything will be just depending in the situation. You know, they are
Yes.
really and very traditional. So if you live in a community that they are traditionals, they will just get used to the tradition. But if you are out of the traditions, you won't understand what are their rights and what are the pros or what they do things like they used to do. Because women they don't get revelating, like they don't want to do what they're supposed to do because it's just a common, it's just a custom that they are used to doing. These are being here for ages, so people just get to do what they have to do. If women doesn't have right, but it's not the way as you say, woman has rights, but just in their house to control and manage their family. That is the important thing for the women. Women are the one that take the decisions. Men are
Yes.
just the one that provide the money. But women are
Yes.
the one who have the power in the Eastern community to say, the men can say, okay, I have this money just to buy a house. The woman say, yes, but I don't want the house. I want another one. Or I prefer just to do them something different. The only thing is that the woman keep his power in his house. And when the man is speaking out with their friends, she tries not to like we do in our free or different country, like we do here,
Yes. So
like
instead of
we do
saying,
here, like in the free country, what we do, we just say, oh, if I don't agree with what my husband said, I will just say, you know what, I'm not going to do what you want to do. But I will say, even in front of my mother, in front of my father, or in front of their moms. But in the Easter, women just try to keep their rights, and after they call their husband, say, come on here, you know what, I don't think that's right. I don't want to do that.
yes.
They respect the community, but the men respect the woman in their house and in their decisions. And the woman they always get to their personal costume, like they respect each other, and she respect herself, she respect her body, she respect like her husband. And remember that the religion that they carry on, they just keep them, like they have to focus. The man is the first person, if the representative of the family, but the woman is the one that controls it. So it
Yes.
doesn't matter. It doesn't care. So you have to try just to understand what is the relation thing. Men can say yes, he's the provider, like we say here in our countries too. Men are the providers, and women can be the providers too. But if we I'm not agree with a man, I will say, you know what? I'm not agree with you. But in the Easter, they will say, come here, husband, in a low voice. But we, as in our freedom and free country, we say to any man, you know what, you are bad, and I don't want to this, I don't want to do that. So we just call like a fighting situation. They just try to keep themselves like in a private situation. But we, as a freedom, we take the freedom in a way that it doesn't has to be.
Okay.
Yes. So it so instead of things, so tradition and progress seem to be at the heart of this debate. Both perspectives bring values inside. Let's end by discussing each civilization greatest contribution. Ladies,
Okay, that's depend the way we have to first of all we have to try to understand the traditions, and they have so many politics and they have so many roles that if we got to understand, we can say okay, they have their rights. But in my case, I think I used to live in Turkey, and when I used to live there, most of the time I have to dress myself and I have to cover most of the time my face, and even to be black, it was a problem. But when we got to the costume, they say like they respect the woman so much. They respect the woman, so women are really important for them. It's not like the way that we here as in different countries we saw them. They respect the women, but they keep the women with themselves. Like they don't mix women together with men. If, for example, if I want to work, I have to try to be working in a place that is just for women. So they say women are the one that they understand each other because women is a complex word. We as a woman, we are just too much complicated. And that's what
yes.
they say, women, they keep themselves. Men, we keep ourselves together too. So they just try not to mix them, just in the situation that they have to interact to live together and to get in agreement with different situations. And there's so much freedoms. They say too much freedom for men's or for women's. They reach or they come to the drugs, they come to prostitutions, they come to manipulations. And I don't have to say that in the Easter it doesn't happen this. Yes, it happens, but still at the
Yes.
same time is just the way and how they control it. When they find this situation like prostitution, drugs, and they see that that affect the community, is when they start to fight. Many people will say yes, but you can see the wars, and you can see that they over there are just making and promoting many wars going on. Yes, that's right, and that's true. It's just because they are fighting for their traditions, they are fighting for their right. And if we can say everybody have their reasons to do something, I have my reason to think, I have my reason to grow. So I can't just defend my reason. I can just try to defend my traditions and what I believe is a well and good for me. It's just to try to understand at the same way anybody does anything just because they want. It's just because everybody feel that they have their rights. And when I used to live there, it was nice. See the community, the food. Eastern and Western people is just not about it. Women cannot do nothing. They don't have freedom. Yes, they have freedom. Yes, they can live. It's just like they go with their traditions, with their customs, with what they used to do. And they say that, Western, they have too much freedoms and women show themselves too much. They can say all the women are a horse. Why? Because they don't dress like they don't take care of their body. They say their body is our portrait, so we have to take care of our body. And people here in our Western, like I don't want to take you as a sample, but I'm going to take you. If we can say here, you will look like you are naked,
Yes.
and they will say, you know what? That's a shit that can happen. A woman cannot dress like that. So a woman must have to try to cover herself just to keep it for her husband or for her boyfriend. So the traditions are nice when you understand them. But sometimes many people doesn't understand what is going on there and just think and speak out of the situation without being there.
Okay,
Okay,
so
Liz, you got a good argument. So, Danilo, what do you think about Lidis said?
okay, so I just want to talk about the tradition in Western, like, for example, here, like in this side, like people, like, is not too traditional. Like everything is like, the thing that
Without rules, everything is
is
just without rules. You just have just the social rules where they don't have rules like guidance of
okay.
in that type of religious thing.
So, like the most important thing in the Western, as I saw, is the business. Like everything here is pretty individual, and for example, in the Eastern, it's pretty important. Like if you do something, you have to base in like if this is like honorable or gives you like shameless to you or your family. Like like that's what defines that something is good or wrong. But
It's
in the
because
Western,
it's
in the
because
Western,
the
if you
business and everything has to be with the families. For example, I and my brother have an idea. We grow and keep them together, and we try just to go with every party around me that is my community. I want to grow, but I want to grow with my community. So if I'm going to push, I'm going to recruit persons to work with me. I will just try to recruit what is in my side, what is in my family, so we as a family can grow up together.
Yes.
That's the difference,
Yes.
and even the type of they live is the same.
yeah. So like other thing that I could result about Eastern in the culture is that, for example, what I think ladies said that like people in the West in the Eastern, like it's like ceremonial. Like when you're like invited to some place or something like this, like they will like take a lot of things and everything is like important, like the relationships with their family or people out of their family. Like all those situations are very important for them. But in Easter is more casual. Like if you're like in a social situation or things like this, it's more important that like what you sell, like what you are going to develop in this activity than all the furnitures and the preparation of the things like that. And like the other thing that I could say about culture, and I want to finish with this, is like is like it's easier for Western to get like technological advances or maybe medicine. Like we could saw this in the like by the history because of the freedom that people has to like to do a lot of things. But like the traditionalisms of the Eastern has made like a lot of important improvement in the culture also in Western, but not too much related to technology advantage or also in medicine things like this than like a
In that
Western.
you are
Yeah.
wrong. In that situation you are
Well,
wrong. Because if
well,
you can see
well,
why in the East, and you can see the modern cities, or we can say countries in the world, are in the Eastern. Where is coming all the technology that you say that you have in the medicine and business? It coming from China, it coming from Taiwan, it coming from the East. So if we are the provider for you just to try to upgrade yourself, so how come that we doesn't have that and you have it? And everything you can see is coming from China. Everything you can see is coming from Japan. Everything you can see is coming from the Middle East. So I don't know how come that you have technology, but we don't have technology.
But the thing
That
the thing
doesn't
is
come right.
they manufacture it, but they didn't invent it.
That's
You can
wrong
you
again.
can you can
That's
create
wrong
something,
again. That's
but
wrong again.
you're not
well,
That's
invented it.
wrong
well,
again.
well,
Because remember that all the
well.
I
technology
think
has
I
come
think
from China and from the East.
we have to finish here.
Guys,
Tell me,
guys,
where is the
guys,
place that you can find phones and technology that are
I think we
upgraded
have
in
to
the
finish.
East?
guys, listen to me, please. Oh my God. Both have very good arguments, but we will leave the debate at this point, okay? Thank you both for your concise and compelling arguments. It's clear that both Eastern and Western civilization offer unique stretch that have shaped our world. Thank you for everyone for watching. So see you soon and bye.